Ashley from Notjustboxing here with Eddie Hearn. How are you doing, Eddie?
Doing good. Nice and warm out here in Riyadh, and a couple of days to go to another massive event for Riyadh season.
What would you rate this event on a scale compared to any other big event we've had?
I mean, like the main event fight for me is the best fight in boxing. You know, I think that it's obviously the undisputed light heavyweight world championship. I don't see a better fight in boxing today. Another incredible undercard as we're seeing in Riyadh season, and just coming off the back of an incredible Riyadh season event in Wembley. So yeah, the big events continue to roll on at pace.
So before we cover the card, obviously I'll try and be quick. How is Anthony Joshua doing?
He's good. I think obviously he's now been beaten before, so I think sometimes it never makes it easier, but you've dealt with it before and you've got to deal with it again. I think he enjoyed the fight in a weird way. Knows he underperformed, but not taking anything away from Dubois. Obviously feels like he can beat Daniel Dubois, wants an immediate rematch, as every fighter would do, but taking the time to sort of have a little rest and then see what's next.
He showed a lot of heart that fight, and it went out in his shield. It couldn't have been any better as a fan to see. And going off of AJ's track record, would you say he needs to bounce back into the rematch, or would you say he needs to be rebuilt again?
There's no time to rebuild. I don't think that's an option. I think he just wants the biggest fights, and he wants to become world heavyweight champion. And when that's on a plate for you in February, it's very difficult to turn it down. It's a very dangerous fight. Dubois is going to be full of confidence, but AJ believes he can win the fight, and it'll be very difficult to convince him to do anything else.
And besides the main event, what's your favourite fight on this card?
I like the Wardley-Clark fight. I think the first one was a thriller. Two really great guys. I think it's a real 50-50 pick and fight. Jai Opetaia, for me, so exciting to watch. I think the Women's World Championship fight, Sky Nicholson against Raven Chapman, first one on Riyadh season, going to be a really well-matched fight as well. Obviously, you've got Eubank on, you've got Whittaker on as well. Just another amazing card, top to bottom.
So you were pretty annoyed the other day in an interview about Beterbiev not saying many words.
Yeah, I've kind of feel a bit stitched up. I mean, I've got a big mouth, and all I was saying is that sometimes as a promoter, you fly a fighter over for a press conference, you've got the whole team, it's the biggest fight in boxing, and then you give him one-word answers. If you want, speak in Russian, it's not a problem. You've got a translator, but it is his style as well, and I think that makes him what he is, which is stone cold. But sometimes you just want a little bit more. You're trying to build up the greatest fight in boxing, and one-word answers don't always cut it.
Do you find it frustrating as a promoter when you've got fighters like Ryan Garcia, which is good, but he's a superstar. He'll do more numbers than this, when this, as a boxing fan, obviously is one of the biggest fights that you can witness.
That's the size of a fight really depends on if you can reach out to the casual market. In terms of boxing fans, Bivol Beterbiev is the best fight that can be made. But to the man on the street, our job and the broadcaster's job is to make sure that you become aware of this fight and how good it is and tune in. But obviously fighters with a bigger social media reach, bigger interaction with the audience, they're going to drive bigger numbers, whether that's Ryan Garcia, whether that's AJ, whether that's Fury. That's why, in a way, when I talk about the press conferences, you want that personality to come across so that you can engage with the fan base.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No
Eddie.
worries. See you soon.
You.